In today's video, I wanted to cover something I found that was quite shocking, and that is what bodybuilders aren't telling us. Now, this isn't a conspiracy theory video where I'll tell you, no, these guys are hiding something from us. They're using this secret magic bullshit. No, it's about something that, it's inherently left off because it's not done intentionally. They mean well, they mean to, provide you with workouts, and, tips into getting big and stronger and, getting really aesthetic. But there's some things that they unintentionally leave out. And those are the fundamentals that we need as, the younger generation. Maybe if you want, build muscle, become a bodybuilder, powerlifter, or maybe just for having a good physique and being healthy. There's certain things we need to understand. Those are fundamentals, but they don't cover that. Because if you go to the site like bodybuilding.com or YouTube channel, that's where I go pretty often to go see workouts, see what the bodybuilders are doing, and see what's working for them. They give workouts for them. You need to realize that these are workouts that they're doing at their level, right? They didn't tell you, they're not telling you how they slowly progressed up there, right? The kind of volume they accumulated, the kind of periodization they used, the kind of, diets that they were using on the way up, because that's where most of us are at. Most of us aren't pro bodybuilders watching other pro bodybuilders workouts. Most of us, are the young 17 to 20 to 25-year-olds looking how to get bigger. Yes, we may be like at a much larger size than others learning how to get bigger, but you need to understand that these are the workouts that they're giving for people who have reached their genetic potential already. These are people who have won Mr. Universe and Mr. Olympia and have been pro bodybuilders for many years. And they've basically hit their genetic potential, their genetic ceiling up here, right? Maybe they're going to take 2 to 3 years to put on 1 to 2 pounds, or like half a kilogram to 1 kilogram of muscle in 2 to 3 years. Where for us at the much lower range where we have that potential, we can put on something like 10 to 20 kilos or 20 to 40 pounds in the next 5 to 10 years. We have that potential to put on a lot of mass. Where these people have reached their potential, they're probably going to be the biggest that there ever are. And maybe if they add a little bit of more muscle, then it's not going to really improve their physique and make them look, that much more bigger, right? It's going to be very small physique changes. Maybe they're going to round out their shoulders a little bit more, round out the chest, tone up the glutes or something like that. That's the kind of stuff they're aiming for. That's not for us. Us is just mainly building that really good foundation of lots of mass and lots of muscle. But in order to do that, you need to play with variables like frequency, intensity, and volume, and these different fundamental factors that are important to building muscle. Now, the problem is with kind of copying and pasting these workouts from these, Mr. Olympias, things, that there is a problem. But you might be like, why the hell is there a problem? These people, Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe, they've been pro bodybuilders for many years. Why shouldn't I copy them? Right? If I copy them, I should have the same success. If I work as hard, if I do the same workouts, I'll look like them, right? Not necessarily. Because if you make that steep jump, right, a very steep curve in that change in volume, it's basically the amount of work you're doing in every session, right? The amount of weight lifted, the amount in volume is, sets times reps times weight, right? That's the amount of work you're doing. The amount of work you're doing just goes up so steeply, you will make a lot of gains in a very short period of time. But you'll notice that you plateau at the top. Because once you start, I'm going to give an example now. Maybe if you start squatting every single day, right? Maybe you squat every single day. And I've seen a couple of programs like that, where you put massive amount of weights on the squat, on the barbell. You're going to put 10 to 20 kilos or 20 to 40 pounds on that barbell. You're going to be able to squat a lot more, in the next few months because you're squatting every day. What are you going to do from then? How do you add more work and more volume? How do you start doing more to make more gains? How? Are you going to start squatting twice a day? I'll tell you right now, you can't squat twice a day. That is insanity. You will hurt yourself. You're going to get serious joint injuries and you're just going to break down because no one can squat twice a day. That's too much work. Our bodies are going to give out to that. Our central nervous system cannot handle that much load and weight and stress. We will break down from there. That's why we need to slowly accumulate it. And like this curve here, it's like a slow accumulation over time, right? And here we're on the x-axis we have time, years in age. And then here on the y-axis we have volume. So as time progresses, so must our volume. In order to keep on making growth and some process in our physique, we need to continually increase the volume and the work we do. And why? Because we need to force the body to grow, right? At least we need to give it something new, something challenging, something it hasn't done before, so it can adapt and grow to it, right? But if we already give it something insane to do and it's already adapted to it, how much more insane can we go? How much more high volume can we go for? You can't start off at the top, because once you're at the top, where are you going to go from there? You can't go higher than the top because you're already there. The only place you can go from the top is down. And that's where a lot of people going. People get injuries, people tear muscles, and people injure their rotator cuffs, things like that. People end up with real injuries, and people end up with real disappointment with these workouts. And I'm making this video because I've made this mistake. I've made mistakes that have been detrimental to my gains. I've tried crazy diets, I've tried crazy workouts that have they've even made me lose a lot of mass. That's why my arms are really small. I'm not blaming those things. But I didn't have the right start, and I want you guys starting off to have the right start. Because right now, after a year of lifting, I really accomplished nothing. Yes, I learned some of the movements and how to do them correctly, but that you can learn just by watching videos and having a good strength coach. But there are certain fundamentals that you have to get right from the start. That is, you need to start off with light workouts. You need to start off with those, very short workouts. I know you're going to be like, I'm not working hard enough. How am I going to make progress? How am I going to be big, and have all these big muscles if I'm not doing that heavy work? If I'm not doing that, a lot of work, how am I going to get there? You need to start off small, and you need to start accumulating slowly on top of that in order to make those consistent progresses. Now, I went on a little bit of a rant this video, but it's something important that I really want you guys to understand, because this mistake can be crucially detrimental to your success and to your happiness. Because for myself, I basically wasted an entire year of my life in the gym. I'm not saying I spent every day in the gym and every hour, but I'm saying I wasted a year of work in the gym, a year of like 1 to 2 hours in the gym, almost 5 days a week. I wasted all that time, and that is a lot of time. I could be doing other stuff in that time, making better quality YouTube videos, playing games, spending time with my friends. I could have spent a lot of time, but all that time was wasted because I made these crucial mistakes, and I don't want you guys to make those same mistakes. Now, the important takeaways I want you guys to walk away with after you watch this video is that when you're starting off here, right, young teenager, or maybe even young adults, 20 to 25, or even 25 to 27, in that area where you still have a lot of potential to grow, where you're still at that peak, right, where your testosterone is really high, you have this confidence, you have this drive, you have this ambition, right? You want to start off with small, right? I know it's, when you compare yourself to other people that are doing, this intense stuff, they're doing this heavy volume stuff, and they're lifting a lot of weights. You want to put up the same numbers to compete with them. That's who we are males. If you're a female, I'm not a female, I don't know a lot of female lifters, so I wouldn't really be able to relate to you guys, but I know as a male, you want to compete. We are competitive in nature. We want to be the biggest and the baddest in the gym. We want to show everyone else how much we can bench, how much we can squat, right? How badass we are, how bad we are. We want to show everyone how strong we are. But that can lead us to we can get ourselves in a very deep hole, and it's going to be a lot of work to get ourselves out. So we need to start off small, right? We need to start off maybe 2 sets of bench press, 2 sets of incline, and maybe 2 sets of dips and some push-ups, and then the workout's done. It's not a lot, but you need to make that slow progress so our body can adapt slowly, and we can always add on more work to make more gains, right? It's really the long-term solution to getting more muscle and more hypertrophy. Now, it may not sound like the most attractive thing, because I know, personally, I want to get really big now. But I know, realistically, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. especially after the mistakes I made. It's going to take me a while to recover and, you know, reset my volume and, you know, really help my body recover. But it's a mistake I made. I don't want you guys to make the same. So I hope you guys learned something useful. I hope you guys, you know, start making better decisions. And I want you guys to visit 3D Muscle. That's where I learned the basic strength and muscle pyramid, where it was a very good video. It taught me the very basic fundamentals. I'm not saying it's any witchcraft or voodoo, but it's the really basic fundamentals that you need to start off with. And once you start off with this, in no time you'll realize you're going to start progressing towards those, you know, those high volume workouts that, you know, these bodybuilders are doing. You'll end up there, but you won't start there. You're still going to start at the bottom and make your way to the top. That's how it goes. So if you guys want to see more content like this, more videos like this, please subscribe and like and share. If you found this useful and you want to share it to your friends, please share it, because this is something very important I want to get out to my friends, my family, and the people that are around me, because I don't want them making the same mistake. So I'll catch you guys later with the next video, and leave in the comments below if you want to see anything specific. Thanks, guys.